Welcome to Unit 9 of Piano Video Lessons. I'm Lisa, and in this unit, we're studying the Grade 1 level Baroque music. This is Unit 2 of Year 2. Today we're working on the third lesson for our Minuet in A minor by Johann Krieger. In this lesson, we're moving beyond the ability to play the piece in its basic format, and we're taking it from just that stage of basic polish into making it part of our repertoire. So in this stage, we're working on memorizing the piece, getting the tempo appropriate, and adding some flair, confidence, style, flavor to the piece that really brings it into a performance. So taking it from stage 2, where we have it accurately learned, we're moving it on now. If you haven't already learned the piece, you can go on back and watch the first two parts. You can get a copy of the music as well as the practice plan and everything else from this unit by clicking the info card and coming on over to pianovideolessons.com. So, the tempo for this piece is a minuet. And generally, the minuet is felt in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You could play it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's up to you as the performer to choose a tempo that you want your dancers to dance. So choosing your appropriate tempo, you could make a note here. If you use the metronome, you could just set a tempo marking here. You could say quarter note equals and then put how many beats per minute you'd like to be playing. But we want the tempo to feel like a dance, so this would not. While I might be playing it steadily, I might be playing it with excellent detached notes and dynamics, it will be very hard to dance to this. So we do need to add a little more momentum. It could go like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This would be lovely and easy to dance to. Or we could take it up a bit of a notch. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That would be a nice tempo as well. You get to choose. As the performer, you need to choose a tempo to work on this minuet that feels like a good dance tempo. Now, the other thing that we need to do is add some flavor and character and style and confidence to this piece. And what we can do is memorize parts of it or all of it to give it just a little more substance in our ability. So one of the things you can do when working on memorization is go back to those hard measures, the ones that you took a little extra time to learn, and start off by memorizing those. Look at the music and see what are the components. We talked a lot about them when we learned them. But now let's be very discreet. It starts off with G and B. Now that's part of the G major triad, B down to G, and going up to G. So there's sort of a skeleton of G major in there. And then we're coming down without the sharp. So it's not really G major, but there's a bit of a triad in there. We're staying in A minor. So I would recommend practicing that until it's memorized. And you need to think about many things. You need to think about, what does it sound like? Can I hum it? You might want to practice just your left hand until you can play that alone. In fact, if you can't hear that, it's a good idea to practice that until you know what the left hand sound is. Same thing with the right hand. This part is probably easy for you to predict the next notes because we listen to that melody much more than this counter melody. So practice that left hand counter melody until you really have a sense of what it sounds like. Do the same thing for these difficult parts in the A section. Well, they're not so difficult, but they had some tricky rhythms. So maybe take this whole little bit here, those 3 bars, and work on those as a unit. So we'd have 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3. So you want to think about what's happening there. Left hand moves in and then an octave down. Most of the time it's the left that we don't have in our ear, and also the left hand kind of relies on the right hand. So take some time to just pull that left hand out and then put it back together with the right hand. Now, I'm not really focusing here on the articulation. I'm more just thinking about the notes and the rhythm and how they fit. If it's too many things, just drop something off. Drop off the dynamics, drop off the articulation, just for now, so you can focus on what is happening in the music, in that part of the music. So once you pull it all apart, then you can put it all back together and see if you can play it without your music. In the beginning, it's an A minor triad, and then we go up to F, and then we walk up until we get to F. Then we play the last note here, G, then we have a G triad going down, and then we play an E here, and we walk up to E. So these are patterns that you can use to help you memorize. Then we have this part that we just worked on. I'm going faster and slower because I'm just thinking my way through some of these harder parts. Now here we're going apart. So the right hand's going up and the left hand's going down. Then we do the same thing, just moving out a note, moving down a note. Now here we're going up parallel and then reaching an octave, and we practice this part. And we're knowing what that left hand is doing. And we're back to the A section. So knowing that this is identical to the part at the beginning is going to give us the tools we need to have this kind of in our hearts. Memorized part of us. It's no longer just notes on the page. It's now absorbed into our being. And this minuet is part of our life experience and our ability to create. So, since we know the tempo we want to do it at, and since we've memorized a lot of this music, now we can just throw it all down and play this piece in the truest way that we can with confidence, and giving it that real minuet style, giving it that real punch. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's gonna flow, it's gonna be fun. And we repeat softly and lots of conviction here. I'm really... All right, so you see how that's got lots of pizzazz, and I'm comfortable on the notes, and I'm playing it with confidence, and my audience is just gonna soak it all up. So now, I want you to add this piece to your repertoire list. So if stage 1, if we want to call that the learning stage, stage 2 is the polish stage, because we're getting it a little bit, shinier and lovely. And now the stage 3, I'm going to call this the repertoire stage, where we're adding a new piece. Can't write and talk at the same time. We're adding a new piece to our list of pieces that we can play, and we can play them at any time, at any moment, because we've memorized them and we've polished them and we're playing them with style, and we're going to incorporate them into our cycle of pieces that we play on a regular basis. So that's the end of our lesson today on the Minuet by Krieger. So in our next lesson, we're going to be learning to play Bourrée in A minor, one of the many bourrées written by Johann Sebastian Bach. He's one of the pivotal composers that forms the bulk of, he wrote so many pieces, and he was a prolific writer, and it was very famous. So famous that they ended the Baroque era the year that he died. I mean, not that it really ended exactly then, but that's the official end of the Baroque era. All right, so come on back for lesson number 4 of this Unit 9. And we'll begin the bourrée together, and we're going to follow the similar type of practice plan for that piece. All right, I'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks for watching.